In this video, we are going to explore the 10 most savage battles of antiquity, where vast armies clashed and the fate of empires was directed by kings and emperors, but written in the blood of long-forgotten common soldiers. How high were the casualty counts due to the decisions of the men commanding them? And what were the errors or events that caused these losses? Let's find out by uncovering each of these battles, including one with over 700,000 estimated casualties. First, we visit the tactical genius of Gaius Marius at Aquae Sextiae in 102 BC, where his Roman Republic legions faced off against the Teutones and Ambrones, Germanic tribesmen. Marius used the high ground to his advantage and employed local knowledge to ambush and surround the tribes. With clever positioning and ruthless efficiency, Marius's forces slaughtered over 100,000 of the invaders, securing the future of Rome. His innovative tactics and ability to adapt to the enemy's movements were key factors in his overwhelming victory. Next, to the fields near Lugdunum in Gaul, now Lyon, where the largest battle between Roman forces unfolded. The battle, called the Battle of Lugdunum in 197 AD, nearly 150,000 soldiers fought as rival emperors Septimius Severus and Albinus vied for control of the Roman Empire. The two sides were very evenly matched, and the battle became one of back-and-forth attrition, lasting just over 2 days, much longer than the several hours that most battles lasted. The clash left an estimated 90,000 lives lost on the battlefield. Next, we sail to the misty waters of the Yangtze River during the Battle of Red Cliffs in the year 208 AD, where a smaller coalition of roughly 50,000 soldiers led by warlords Liu Bei and Sun Quan outmaneuvered and defeated the larger forces of Cao Cao, estimated at likely 300,000. This battle took place during the oft-romanticized Three Kingdoms period in China. The battle, which was largely a naval encounter, was a swirl of fire and combat, as well as numerous strategic blunders on the part of Cao Cao. The battle, which cost 100,000 lives, not only decided the fate of China at that time, but also inspired countless legends and fictionalized accounts. We now turn to the dusty reaches of Lydia, where Cyrus the Great of Persia squared off against Croesus of Lydia, with tens of thousands of men at their combined command. This battle, known as the Battle of Thymbra in 547 BC. While Xenophon exaggerated the size of each side, we can be fairly certain that Croesus led 100,000 and Cyrus roughly half of that. Persian tactical superiority and sheer numbers overwhelmed the Lydians, setting Cyrus on the path to found one of the largest empires in history. There were an estimated 100,000 lives lost during the course of the battle. Move to the Fei River, where a stunning military upset saw 80,000 Eastern Jin troops face a former Qin army nearly 5 times their size. Through cunning strategy and perhaps some luck, the Jin army cleverly feigned a retreat, which tricked the overconfident Qin forces into a disorganized pursuit. When the Qin troops were scattered and disordered, the Jin forces turned around and attacked, leading to a massive rout. At least 150,000 vanquished, and the collapse of the former Qin ensued. Imagine now the vast Catalaunian plains in Gaul, swarming with the warriors of Roman General Aetius and the terrifying Hun leader Attila. The aptly named Battle of the Catalaunian Plains took place in 451 AD. The Huns had for the past 2 centuries pushed several Germanic tribes into the Roman territories, taxing their resources militarily. Then, in 451, Attila, having pushed through the eastern and now western fronts of Europe, seemed unstoppable. However, his invasion would come to an end when over 300,000 men would clash in a titanic struggle that saw up to 165,000 casualties. This epic confrontation would halt Attila's advance into Western Europe and would shape the fate of the now dying Roman Empire. Next, we journey to the lush fields of Kalinga in the northeast of India for the Battle of Kalinga in 262 BC, where the Maurya Empire under Ashoka the Great unleashed his 400,000-strong army against a fiercely independent region. The resulting bloodshed, with over 100,000 dead, changed Ashoka so profoundly that he renounced violence and embraced Buddhism. At the Battle of Plataea in 479 BC, on the dusty plains, over 100,000 Persian soldiers met 40,000 Greeks in a battle for survival. The Greeks, united under a single cause, stood their ground against a far larger Persian force, determined to invade and conquer them. The Greeks, fighting for their homeland and freedom, which unified them across the city-states of the region. Their phalanx formations were also superior in the close combat typical of these ancient battles. This helped turn the tide against the more numerous Persians. The aftermath saw the Persian forces defeated, ending their ambitions in Greece. We move back to China for the Battle of Julu in 207 BC, where the rebel leader Shang Yu faced the enormous Qin army in a desperate stand for freedom. Shang Yu's audacity and willingness to take risks inspired his troops, and it terrified his enemies. Surrounded and outnumbered, Shang Yu's 100,000 troops managed not only to survive, but to obliterate the Qin forces, executing 200,000 of them. This stunning victory marked the downfall of the Qin dynasty and set the stage for the rise of the Han. His victory at Julu demonstrated the power of decisive leadership and bold tactics in changing the dynamics of power in ancient China. For this last and most devastating battle, we again stay in China for the Battle of Changpin in 262 to 260 BC. Visualize the rolling hills and rugged terrain of Changping, now silent witness to history. Between these hills, two vast armies, the Qin and Zhao, face each other. On one side, over 600,000 Qin warriors, their armor glinting under the sun, a sea of bronze and black, organized in formidable phalanx formations. Their desire to unify China under a single rule so strong that they considered any loss acceptable if it led to victory. Opposing them, the Zhao forces, nearly as numerous, clad in their distinctive lacquered armor, ready to defend their lands. This would have been an awe-inspiring sight to behold, the combined armies equaling the population of many modern cities. Imagine this mass of humanity spread out over an area of land much within visual range. This 3-year battle would end in rivers of blood, with 400,000 Zhao soldiers mercilessly slaughtered in one of the most chilling acts of ancient warfare. Add into that the estimated 200,000 plus Qin troops, and you truly have one of the most devastatingly brutal battles of ancient antiquity. From strategic formations in ancient China to fierce naval battles on the Yangtze, these epic conflicts are more than just footnotes in history. They are the stories of human endeavor, strategy, and sometimes sheer survival. Which battle story resonated with you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below.